哦，背部，呀，写背部，写萝卜。罗罗当巴拉吉别扎，罗巴拉吉别，
Yes, going Kashi.
达瓦当tham千千别，巴德就巴拉西巴tham七杰多吉别，玛南卡当娘别sem千tham七德瓦当殿。Dungar tan che nyor de la na me ba yang ta bara zo be chang chu ren bo che to bara cha da la dang bara che be ra ano bara che be ge dar ba dang tam chi Chenbe barde juba jeba tamji jezo jebe ma nam ka dan nyambe sem chen tamji deba dan de mar dan che nyor de la na meba yang ta bara zobe chang ju ren bo che to ba cha 这题怎么读呀？
La.
哎呀，这怎么读呀？
No, you la. Okay, in English, Elizabeth, are you there?
All mother sentient beings, as limitless as space, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience, may they experience happiness, be separated from suffering, and swiftly may they attain precious, unsurpassed, perfectly complete enlightenment.
一起的桑玛姐姐花的龙啊，一送给我来过那些花的龙啊，一送给我来过了土特人的送的。你马上的咱姐花的龙啊，一送。给我来过。
I'm sorry. For that purpose, until I attain Buddhahood, I will apply my body, speech, and mind to virtue. Until death, I will apply my body, speech, and mind to virtue. From today until this time tomorrow, I will apply my body, speech, and mind to virtue.
上界就当错界就能来，将就我的那你叫圣洁，大概尽所尽别所能。安着来偏见上界着巴修。上界就当错界就能来，将就我的。那年甲生切，打开金锁，金别所能切。按着来偏切上界着巴修。
Until awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merit of generosity and the other perfections, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings.
Ma nam ka dan nyam be sem chen tam che de ba dan de be ju dan den ba ra chu ra je dong ar dan dong ar ge ju dan che ba ra chu ra je dong ar me be de ba dan me je ba ra chu je nhẹ rê cha đong nhẹ đong che đong nyo la nè bờ chu ye Nam ka dan nyam be sem chen tam che de wa do de ve ju dong den ba ra chu je do ma do ngar ge ju dong che ba ra chu je do ngar me be de wa dong me de ba ra chu je Nyere shadan nidan cheb danyo la ne bara choje.
May all mother sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion.
Changse wa tang choje ya wa tang jesu yena. Gushen zorwa ye ge wa jungzi da ke. 介杂巴当街左边强者前路。Yeah, English.
Whatever merit I have gathered through prostrations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, requesting, and praying, I dedicate it for the complete awakening of all beings.
Namo nasi namda ke lama la nasi xie xie se cho ban bu kam so yong zhe se zhe wan de en kur wa tong zhou se qin jie lo jie jin nur we zou ke jie ma san jo mi jar be to chen be ye xie nga dan de 这位当你个之间，着我君子人不齐，大心你健康的所罗湾的，去你健康的亲戚罗，三多年见面难当的，老的就个多把了亲戚罗。
Namo to the Guru, the utter purity of all appearance and existence. I offer all appearance and existence arisen from the primordial ground. I supplicate you, may the three realms be completely liberated. Please grant blessings to empty samsara from its depths. Lord, with five omniscient wisdoms, crown ornament, kind one with loving nature, precious protector of beings, heart of all Buddhas, inexpressible by words or thought. I supplicate you from the core of my mind, bless me from within the state of Dharmata, bless me to realize this mind primordially pure and unborn as the unfathomable Dharmakaya.
Page 11, Mandela. 萨谢波觉求贤麦陀长，日到年节年
现在是
年
限慢打，
上节
大家要跟着上心念。
麦别普瓦耶，着个南大贤德就把学。我们国的대왕자게네르나멘다 아바덴자소
The ground is sprinkled with scented water and strewn with flowers. It is adorned with Meru, the four continents, the sun, and the moon. I visualize and offer these as Buddha fields. May all sentient beings be born in the Pure Lands. Om Gura Dewa Dakini Ratna Mandala Pratita Soha.
Samchen namje sambada loye cheda cheda
听
ba
转法轮，
che chong de mon te kwa ye cho je ko lo ko te so.
Please turn the wheel of Dharma of the greater, lesser, and common vehicles according to the dispositions and mental capacities of sentient beings.
都见强强的罗那罗汤，满面造火炮人机干工，各地充电在为人美下，这就能满也能就用了，所罗万的所道具情节罗。 저는 다들은 가족이 세바미 이렇게 왕고야 들어와더니 다들 지류세 왕롭대 상고를 송살와지 전에 디지라 당가서 대열이 스타자다 추치야다 돈마기 도다야 어떻지 돈마서 소치야
Today, we are going to receive the AMITAYUS empowerment. And for that, I have already completed the self-empowerment. And then next, we are going to do a ritual purification and then offer a hindrance stormer.
我在出去呀，等俺让说长波子，龙拉一说把马大把这个茶把去呀，从几期现在特别强的像那个做，那些在那三马要过去路过呢，那些三马用的要过去了，听上去说说，在大上啊都是特别，给往学下了，等那龙拉一说把茶别装了去呀，从几出去。
So first, for the ritual purification, so we perform this purification in order to purify our body, speech, and mind. So to purify what is currently impure. For example, if you have some good food and you want to pour that food into a bowl, then you first want to make sure that the bowl is actually clean. And so it's similar to receiving an empowerment. In the secret mantra, when we receive an empowerment, we are cleaning or purifying our body, speech, and mind.
제 다라 담바 잠제네 라남제네 주소다 라예춘네 다바디 디겐두 그 주체고 서와다 당가다 안베켄가데 사마야 에예 호 벤자르사두 사마야 만르발라야 자르사 야네 말레도 아마 아노가이 바바 Karma Suzame Zedam Guru Bangavan Sarvada Tangatam Bandara Mame Bandara Baba Samaya Sadu Awan Bandara Sadu Samaya Mane Balaya Bandara Sadu Dinobar Ichand Me Baba Sudu Kayo Me Baba Subo Kayo Me Baba Anurado me baba sarva siddhi me baraye sarva karma suja me ezed guru hong ha ho banga me sarva datanga da banzara baba ma samaya sadu awan banzara sadu samaya manu bala Banzara Sadu Dino Baraha de Chandra me Baba Sudo Kayo Meba Subo Kayo me Baba Anurado me Baba Sarvasi de me Barayeza Sudza me Zedam Yam Guru Ha Anga me Sarvata Gata Banzara Mame Banzara Ba Ya Sadu An等那他都嘛当下去，他都嘛当下这个说，他这法纪没用那些啊，当个当做网学啊的法纪没用那些啊，这都嘛当下去是，我这趟去呢，他这趟去法纪，他等于用比如说哪个法纪在用我们托法的嘛就吧，他说吧这一法这特别的，他说从去是。
And then next, we are going to offer the hindrance storma. And so we offer this Dharma so that we do not encounter any obstacles while receiving the empowerment. And so there's various external outer obstacles that could arise, but also there are inner obstacles such as our own afflicted thoughts. So we offer the Dharma to separate ourselves from all kinds of hindrances.
Om Hayan Driva Hulu Om Pie Om Sa Baba Shuddha Sarva Dharma Su Baba Shuddho Han Dong Gang Om Le Rinpo Je No Tu Wan Kang Le Dharma Do Yong Nga Dang Si Ba Me Ye Si Nga Dang Den Ba Me Si Be Nam Gen Zo Du Choro Wan Kang Ro Mo Kang Sarva Dharma Na Ade Nuwe Na Du Da Om ai hong pi so ga wang kan ro mo kan sarva dharma na ade nu ve na du da om ai hong pi so om sarva da tan ga da ane ka sarva da tan ga da une ka sarva om a kan ro mo kan sarva dharma na ade nu ve na du da om ai hong pi so ga nama sarva da tan ga da ba yom bi sarva da kan ga de saparan Nama sarva tata gata avalo gede om sambara sambara hon nama sarva tata gata avalo gede om sambara sambara hon nama sarva tata gata avalo gede om sambara sambara hon jum dende tiki yegwa ranjamala tiki yegwa sungze tambala chanzelo tiki yegwa gunjamle la chanzelo tiki yegwa jikwa tamji Yongsu Chibi Lala Chansa Lo Kanshen Tenmo Juwa Ye Jumbo Nampan Shazat Sembo Shajan Zawa Zan Sempian Nambara Naso Che Jongshen Ge La So Ne Be Sezang De La Dorma Sawa Chajan La Po Tang Sen Rechen Chizi Mambo Tang Chokan De Ye Kunjo Nobe Zamba Shewa Tang Sempian Nam La Pin Be Sen Teren Chi Chi Bi Ba 节前节前，对内就前，对前杨大东啦，上巴拉就永波公啦，七八东哇，给农给将这些长时间从前那个康阳面，所谓做啦工匠，让开路啦，白龙啦，先啦，老爸妈姐姐，我们前不久我看他。路啦，我们不能多把耶，那天也把他送走了，东球啦，老人也是。不像这样那不要别忘的，满扎然在那往别往边扎ra加ra加往中，我真的他这里是那里的马行，但南海当中被生产他们去，我不这把都没被光放了，我你们这前面这个网块什么学你们的投机过的是那生产他们去同时什么当的。一起学咱们的公那边操吧，去过的是。
So then next, please cultivate a pure motivation, thinking that I'm going to receive the empowerment of Amitayus in order to establish all sentient beings limitless as space in the Buddha Amitayus state in enlightenment. So first, please cultivate this altruistic intention of bodhicitta.
我真的他康先把前面出题同大那开始是那几岁没来的吧？那咱不咯，那么干嘛？
Jupala, I'm sorry, I don't have the chat people each in their separate room. Do we have time for them to stay after Ina?
可是
Can you say it? What happened?
The Spanish and Chinese need to go after Ina. And
So
Jupala, can you move the boompa? It's right in front of your face also.
you mean after I finish talking, then Drupan doesn't start right away, right?
Yes, please.
I see. Dinera da konso di girik shema de la desam Spanish de la desam lola de la ganga chi che sa de deni deve tambo kerang song deni nga gigyo che di tsartu deni nga tu dis go go to deni Spanish ki konso gigyo che go go dos.
那这样有点松的吧？没得。
Okay, yeah.
Please.
Dig it.
哦，真的，他这里多，张波这也是的，因为马的是。我的南海当年不是讲的上级扩帮讨个家，谁去的我们才把没往过什么，娘是啷个，什么拉不是上把汤，这样子的呢？那上级就没得这里多，大家上级就没得去，让他不做呗，上级都家的钱，人钱做么些，那他提拔做么些，那年头的，让上级强求什么种有了，提种了，才呢，真的干过了种，穷过了人把种过了也是，这差别穷过了家庭不过，穷过了家庭不得过了也是。我这人就真的在生产这么些牛毛坚持系统，你不求其通过坚持系统融入的也是。我这做多的对呢，就趁你去这块当，这个我这块你是都个的也是。
So after having given rise to motivation of bodhicitta, first of all, our teacher, the Buddha Shakyamuni, he addressed three kinds of disciples. There were the hearers, the solitary realizers, and the bodhisattvas. And to address them properly, he turned three Dharma wheels. He taught the Dharma extensively to suit the capacities of every disciple. And so it is said that sentient beings possess 84,000 different kinds of afflictive emotions. And to counteract these afflictions, the Buddha taught 84,000 different Dharma teachings. And these include the causal vehicle of the sutras and the resultant vehicle of the tantras.
我真的他第是唱不下去了呗。
So should we wait now a little bit?
That would be so nice.
Yes, really.
Please, Chinese, YOLO, if you can go.
在发菩提心之后呢，那上师呢稍微讲解一下我们这次要请法的法要。那释迦牟尼佛呢的弟子可以分为三种，也就是声闻、独觉跟菩萨。那么为了要教授这三种弟子呢，释迦牟尼佛三转法轮，那讲了84000法门来因应就是所有弟子的84000种发心。那其中也包括我们的密圣。
啊，他那看来给叫种那人找到过来，新把就那要嘛嘞。
工作的上班的然后这个有上班。
就那么在说就这么嘞。但这里呗，跟推出变过啥的哇？你那推出其他要嘛？
Nga tarong chuchuchik dan shika do.
我真
Can we
的
continue? Yeah, okay.
真的，咱那是张阿你们看个多，就结果那么大，没这种都搞吧，生前这种都搞呗，对不对？敲成阿吧，他这这就敲成阿吧的原因的是，这边上级军队的，多这种，就那么被就业求是，过了他不过了话其实，就那么被就求，就是生意提高是个话，我提前过了他不过了也是，这个这个年那些，忙我推荐就嘛就。这不是俺都觉得这不是在忙我办的就个的些种是，这个当然俺没办的，咋子穷嘛，公办得不面子，我的俺妈没办，所以讲嘛的是，现在都是特别，同济俺怕俺的东坡儿，东把，那不是俺怕俺的东把不送走吧，秋不送走吧，对不送走吧，那所有人俺怕俺的，秋所以讲，推动真的把那没，七百没，所以推动那么多呀，我们七多呀要嘛的是，什么都是的，是吧？穷的是嘛的是。
And so the Buddha had also said that in times of degeneration, so in the degenerate age, it will be very difficult to tame sentient beings. So the Buddha also gave different teachings for different times. And while the Buddha was alive, he said that the teachings there, so he mainly taught the causal vehicle of the sutras, as he saw that as most needed and suitable for that time. And he said that the secret mantra Vajrayana teachings would appear later in the future, during the degenerate age, when it will be very difficult to tame sentient beings. So the secret mantra teachings, even though they appear later, there are nothing new. There's nothing new that appears anew. These teachings have always existed. So it's not that they haven't existed before, now they're being revealed. And so that is actually being established through the 5 certainties that we encounter in the Vajrayana teachings. And that is, for example, the certainty of the teacher, the certainty of place, time, retinue, and dharma. And so in terms of time, there are the 3 times. And the Buddha taught that the secret mantra is present throughout the 3 times. So it is not that they only exist at a certain time, but they are kind of disseminated in future times of the generation. However, they have always existed. So,
Again, how great.
oh, okay. Then the other translation, right?
Yeah, yeah. 와, 전에 다들 칼라송다 다들 요레스 투좀 봐 말스르와. 와, 전에 다산 잠베세 좀 나타 주요라. 네베 상제 남지 종 마오 남자 종교에 다단 좀 와서 상제. 어떤 네베 상제 남 배정 앞에 되게 봐송을 마오 반남 배송 그랬어. 다단 좀 와서 상화도 되게 봐진 상제레스 양타 양도 종가 강스. 대 양토 양송을 세다리스. 민조바 무스 나만 제바르테스 참다다 상화도 되게 묵 로바도 노르데네 제어 제아요 미티 제바데서레스. 我真的上俺都这些个最接的切盘发现呢，最开始听的切盘跑学的时呢，插完的原天切盘心里，俺样这长岁是我但原天先切盘的跑的是，这就真的最终准备是别下去有的是经常的可是，同届啦的忙吧，同届的让忙的嘛，他忙干吧没吧，他忙不干吧其他就忙不吧，忙不弄不忙去，忙不弄不一吧，提往前，俺就提把切盘跑才重要的是。
Yeah, so the Vajrayana teachings never decline throughout the 3 times. And so it is said that in the Manjushri Namasangiti, it is said that the Buddhas of the past have attained enlightenment through these teachings. The future Buddhas will propagate these teachings, and the Buddhas attaining enlightenment right now, the present Buddhas, they attain enlightenment through these teachings. And going forward, they will teach the Vajrayana continuously. So the Vajrayana teachings are ever present. It is just depending on the state, the mental capacities of the individual, that sometimes these teachings are accessible and at times not. In terms of its capabilities, so the power of these teachings, it is said that the Vajrayana teachings are superior to other different paths for many reasons. So, for example, in terms of time, they're superior in terms of time to other paths, because it is said in a text called the Lamp of the 3 times. It says that it is superior because it swiftly accomplishes through many methods that do not require great hardship. So implying that it can swiftly be accomplished through many different skillful means. So that is through the Vajrayana practice. And it is mainly meant for those with sharp faculties, sharp mental faculties, or sharp minds. And So this is one reason why the Vajrayana teachings are superior.
저는 다들이 주로 탐지 특별 기동라 동다 지나다 제발 기다요 말에 조배 장조 특별 동다도 조배 장조 특별히 사마텐도 제발요 말에 지발에 특별 기타 특별 주 냠란치야 대탑 제발 제가 탑제 마모네 탑지 마모 탑 마모요 봐 까봐 마모 주 마모 제발 봐봐레스 다 탑지 가르다 버려서나 람죽수 다 람죽수 제 안보 다 지라 왕보 넘보다 왕보 두보 여러 들어라 되네 대로 요레스 주대 넘버 셰스나 소송 요레스 주대 뭐 되는데 자백 미로리인데 미로리 미남 돌람니 미로 미지 왕 저지 티스라고 와 어디니 본데도 그래서 어디네 다 들으라고 해서 미바 당다 트레람스 뭐 상제 장조 때문에 저도 미바 트레람다 상제 장조 때문에 초 레송 그래서
So generally speaking, it is not that there is, in terms of the result, now from the perspective of what we need to attain, there is no difference between the path. So in that sense, the Vajrayana is not superior because everything, all the Dharma paths lead to the same ultimate result, and that is to attain enlightenment. But where the difference comes in is in the approach. The methods applied in practice, they differ. And that is what makes the secret mantra special or superior. It is because it offers many methods that do not require as much hardship as in other paths. And so that is what are the different methods? So there are different ways of entering the path, of how one could begin one's path. And there are also different capacities within the Vajrayana, from higher to lower mental faculties. And depending on that, the 4 classes of Tantra are explained. And so in essence, all the different Tantra teachings are comprised by two sections. So there's or summarized into 2 main components. That is liberation and ripening and liberation. So first there's the ripening empowerment. To ripen or mature the mind, we receive empowerment. And liberation refers to the instructions. So the instructions that we then receive liberate us. So ripening and liberation, these are the 2 main components of the Vajrayana practice. And so due to that quality of ripening and liberation, it makes the teachings of the Vajrayana supreme.
저는 단들베 다고 삼샤군도 있어.
So Ruben is asking, does he still have to wait or can he continue?
Anna Sophia is going to do from the recording. I don't know if Yola would like to do more translating now or from the recording. Yola.
你做中文翻译啊。米洛，你可以做中文翻译吗？
为什么这说呢？Ja, okay. 다 전에 다 제발 때네 미지 왕거 무엇 마송나 저지 티게 다 담아서 냠슬레베 노 저르고 말이스. 어때인데 저 성제 토발라 배나스 배차샤나스 배맘 저와 퍼섬소 배맘 저와 퍼섬소 배맘 야보 제고나 주상체나 너무로 다지 주드 구반다 제손 동동로 말이스. 세기모 제반은 나다 something draw majors, what they want something to draw mares, one matobi, Nevada, topi, pin something, which are Judean the John Haynes, what they want matobi, Nevada, topi, pin on the Judean one Jugaris, what then what I'm Jugaris, what they like.
And there is a specific order in which this ripening and liberation must occur. One first must receive the empowerment, and that should be followed by the instructions. So first we need to mature, ripen our mind stream by receiving an empowerment. If we are not properly ripened before, we are not a proper vessel for engaging in the Vajrayana practice. And so therefore the liberating instructions will not be as fruitful. So, for example, things have to be in the right condition for there to be a result. So, for example, if you want to play a guitar, then the string cannot be broken, because if it is, if it is not in the right state, then it will not produce any sound. And so similarly, the mind stream has to be in a proper condition, kind of ready through the empowerment to reap the full effect of the practice. So without the empowerment, it is just that the practice will not bring as much benefit as it can bring when receiving the empowerment first.
Oh,
So,
then that Tala Wangor Cuba, that Wangoria, they carry some gumbo sepami. They young this Zangazarma, and Nima Seni University, and do the Chini Cuba, they got the Zangazarma. Boss, what the Zangazarma Nima said, Tangima, who Jeru to Sogala, Chung de Lete, Sanga Nimas. Or Tijela, the Marwala, so but the Sogan, Losat Sojo, the Jimati Cantara, Sanga Zarmas, what they do, what I think the Zangazarmi comes to Docres.
and so the empowerment that we are receiving today is the empowerment of AMITAYUS. And so in general, in the Vajrayana, there are two traditions. There is the transmissions, and there is the old transmission of the Vajrayana teachings, or the Nyingma, and the new transmission of the Vajrayana teachings, or the Sarma in Tibetan. And so the difference between the Nyingma and the Sarma, or the new and the old transmissions, is in terms of when they were propagated in old Tibet. So during the time of the Tibetan Dharma kings, when they brought the teachings to Tibet, that is when we speak about the old transmission of the secret mantra. There's the earlier transmission of the Vajrayana teachings in Tibet. And then later, during the time of Marpa and also the other translators who then translated these teachings, then starting from that time, we speak about the later transmission of the tantric teachings, or the Sarma, the new tradition. So this empowerment, it belongs to the Sarma, or the new transmission of the Vajrayana teachings.
Oh, then the magic to be German Loris, the magic to be German Loginas, see Login do some say in us, the logisticina, Jisumela repata, Loma, Namke Karmana, Mambo University on Chota Java, Chundu Chabat in Yeres. What the Guno ship church on the Jagala son, you know, Nada Marvel was a say Tamando de Savaje, Tomorrow, take two areas, deficit in Jeres, send good deficit in main one at Samatombo, celebrates. 我真的提倡的绿米穷活，绿米看着穷活的时候，学的是，做学当时我在学校当的是没来这边在当的是，我在当队当班那边我所做的最后穷活是，但是咱们这绿米看着穷活的时候，上班学餐呢，做好做人干了，代表送的是，那经常这里把个送队才说对么的，专门送学是送的是，我真的送队真的从这专门送的是。 我听对研究，但是我上去，穷处忙不这东西是难怪穷的来穷了，他没做大呢，但呢谁呢？研究把就选的去了，下顿的菜们都上边，都把心都扎，是我当时是瞧那这当研究把选的老穷的屋里都是， 这小嘛对你们都是我这种类似，这种别相当接类似。
Allora.
这细小呢，
Mm.
细的主要是。
Mhm. And so next we come to the historical background, the history of this empowerment. And so the empowerment is called the Queen of Cities, a combined history of AMITAYUS and Hayagriva. So it begins with a story of Milarepa and Rejongba. So the disciples of the great Jetsu Milarepa were as numerous as stars in the sky, and among them was the renowned Rejongba, Rejong Dorje Dakpa. And at the age of 40, he traveled to India to meet the master Tipoba, who was recognized as the reincarnation of Dharma Dode, the son of Marpa Lotava. And from Tipoba, Sangak Dongpo, so that was his secret name, he requested the profound teachings of the formless Dakini. And then, having accomplished these practices, Rejungpa prepared to return to Tibet. And before his departure, Dipupa told him, "Go to the market square and watch the entertainment." There, Rejungpa encountered a blue-skinned yogin who soared through the sky. Fixing his gaze on Rejungpa, the yogin declared, "You are a young yogin, but you only have 7 days to live." And so when Rejungpa heard that, he was terrified. And so,
真的，这地皮虫是大概就从发送南路地皮虫从来是，才是因为当马去说起，南路去是去的是，这地皮块这种先偏个偏向的是个来看过的是，马就特别节目才这有的是老红被忙我是记得是，有的是才往头的嘞，老我家弄的修的这去是的弄的的是，弄的把这弄的真的地皮的马就特别节目从来是。
and so then Rejungpa,
我这里是老像那样
oh yeah.
日上装配的，是去上装配的，上岗错可能过学的是，我打这学也是我打这去了。
There the Batura. So then Rejungpa was terrified, and being terrified, he rushed back to Tipupa, and he begged him for a method to extend his life. And Tipupa replied, "No other instruction will benefit you now. You should seek the soul mother, queen of cities. She met Guru Padmasambhava in person, and she has mastered the art of longevity. She's now 500 years old." And then, following the instructions, Rejungpa went to meet her, and he made some offerings of gold to her.
真的，当年叫嘛这，才怕没人啊，那没人啊，人啊，但把那是那没人啊，咱们那没人啊，是吧？往靠里点车子呀，接人点车子呀，走人点车子呀，弄里点弄去你们来钱的这车子呀，这就少点把的没把，那是哪些？老些就讲你嘛，老些去了提讲，老些呀，车人送的，这这里是来穷的，公路节些皮托把的就是托不来是。
Y sobre the long deni karare,
啊，
karare som long deni.
弄你们来吃呀，弄有了。
Pindi di ma tao shen ba kare som som.
可是接连点的，
Okay.
往口的点，往口的车子呀当，接连点车人当呀，左连点车人是呀，弄点车人是，这个哪里是？
So then the yogini then granted him empowerment and instructions on the unsurpassed 5 families of protector Amitayus. And so that included instructions on extending the lifespan through the generation stage, through the completion stage, through empowerment, and through the lungorna, the lungorna, lungorna. Yeah, and so and then extending the life through practicing with the winds. So Rajumba then engaged in this practice, and he extended his lifespan by 44 years. So he ended up living up to the age of 84. Sorry, forgot to unmute. So in this way, Rajumba received the long life empowerment, which was combined with the single hero Hayagriva. After receiving the empowerment, he returned to Tipupa, and the master said, I also know these instructions, but I sent you to the yogini as she holds the transmission. And then after that, Rajumba received the full cycle of these teachings again from Tipupa. So. And then he returned to Tibet and met with Milarepa. And Milarepa then said to him, please give me the profound instructions that were previously unknown in Tibet. So in other words, he said, I'm your root guru, so you should give me these instructions. And then Rajumba presented the essence of the unsurpassed 5 families of Amitayus. So there are different sections. Some where there's 5 deities, but here this particular section, there's just one deity, but together with Hayagriva. And so he shared the instructions that he himself had received, and like extracting butter from milk. So he gave him the pure essence of these teachings. And then, having received the transmission himself, Milarepa then also extended his own lifespan. So. And then Milarepa then passed these instructions to Gampopa Sunamrinchen, who then transmitted them to Pamodrupa. And Pamodrupa had 500 close disciples, each holding parasols, but none of them were destined to carry his lineage. And Pamodrupa once then gave a prophecy saying that there will be an upasaka, a lay person, on the 10th Bhumi who would become his regent, and he referred to Lord Chigden Sumgan. So then Pamodrupa also entrusted these teachings to him.
我当几天钟我去见俺爸那，这见俺被接吧阳光吧那，阳光被见俺零点10%写出来那，这里见出来
Det gjorde alltså.
没得为啥？
Min men då till min.
哎呀，他见俺那这是几天钟我，他也这里接吧阳光吧那，他呢这里见俺零点10%写出来那这是
Inga.
零点10%，
Mhm.
这里见巴拉写出来那这是巴拉。
Mhm.
但巴拉写出来了，这也他记住一般的，咱巴拉写这个叫做呢，这长嘛了，但那这是他这好像么子，我出去忙些事，人们去啊，这个穷啥的这，我这个把个讲的说那上面人们去，好的这穷的，虽然他记住了一般的。
Mhm.
嗯。
And then Chigden Sumgan passed it on to his disciple Chinga, and then he passed it on to Gyalwa Yanggompa, and he passed it on to Chinga Chinten Surpok, and he passed it on to someone called Bara, Che Bara, or Lord Bara. And up until Bara, the lineage was not propagated widely. So it was given from one to one, but not propagated widely. And then starting with Param, the master Param, it was propagated widely. So it was given it was really disseminated. And so therefore, for the most part, the main lineage for most practitioners goes back to Para.
我真的当年的嘛，对每这种也乱了，就是咱们杨家一起讨论多一点，没几块的话，
Yeah, so now Rupan is just going to read the names of the lineage masters, so we will not obviously translate them, just listen to their names.
说把人家查错把都这点把公干那么家有了俺家安保穷着不是给这前面的秋节查把看见写了，别几开着公干讲在几岁他把秋节碰着他吃不到的嘛给的边前公交通着。 接人那干嘛办的？后来我就咱们人在光桥电信针对老秋节讲在，这最秋节你嘛电信边面讲在，这最咱们咱个线上桥安保，接不到去年的时候光桥图片你嘛，我见那点都这最光桥就之前早把当基本上进行那么子，我当俺的节目去人目去根本就讨不了，有的是往开些了，在这个就把那把早把应别，确实我真的我说，你们俩那他在起的，那你嘛大伙他在就前没差的，他能懂得有的是。
So these were the lineage masters' names, and Rupan, I think he himself had received the transmission on several occasions from His Holiness Chetsang Rinpoche, and Rupan also continues to engage in this practice. At least every day he recites the AMITAYUS practice without interruption.
我当真的当这里这种都老婆们也这种多吧，当你是我但老婆们怎么多晓得？提个当啊，这个话他在话这对提个他求个提人把是当啥的是，真的他老嘛他也是这把了，前两年去年吧的，贵州诺基中松，现在他这个那我们做吧，差不多得为中是，看来那我们就不那可不得为中。 伊拉们这单位差不多单位中，要么他这图钱单位中是弄中上来不着，我这当芝麻抽的，他芝麻抽的可得买地吧他，对吧？但他不俺家亲不，咱那嘛的这俺啥我用点药我怎么的俺家有吧？我等这把没吧？你说，送吧的就让童年这个是没吧？他送起，这些话真难明白，他那叫他妈提先把原因的呀。 我真最起码的，我的是，但我把他没把是哪年的空着样的，我那主要是那可能是那他在三九呢，他在榆林不是我查上，他就从这有吧，在就我当时年嘛那把他多嘛少，我这弄去就上的什么抽的帮过来是。
So these are the sort of preliminary ritual stages to the empowerment. Excuse me. And so then when we actually So these were completed by the Vajra master, and now for the disciple receiving the empowerment, so they must first of all be free from three faults. It is called the three faults of the vessel, or like a pot, a vessel. So the first one is being like an upside down vessel, like a cup turned over, where you simply don't listen at all, nothing really, and nothing really, you don't receive anything, you're like totally closed off. Then the second fault is being like a leaky pot, so a pot with a hole, like a crack. You're listening, but you're not retaining. And then a third fault is like a contaminated vessel. So being contaminated by afflictions and wrong motivations and so forth. So these three faults make you an unsuitable vessel for the empowerment, and therefore they need to be abandoned. And then there are also 6 stains that obstruct proper listening. We should also be free from 6 other faults or 6 stains. First one is pride, thinking, for example, I know much more, much better than the Lama, or like the teacher. Then number 2 is a lack of faith, so just not really believing anything. Number 3 is a disinterest in the Dharma, to not really be very inspired. Number 4 is distraction, letting the mind wander. Number 5 is like sleepiness, like a drowsiness, not really focusing. And number 6 is like a discouragement or just a lack of motivation, just thinking, getting a bit impatient and thinking that this is taking way too long and so on. So, and these are 3 faults and 6 stains that need to be abandoned.
저는 다 주도제 제모도 소리세 디나 똑같은지 레이드네 레이바드스 똑같아서 야 나온드네 신도 잠바 상보된스 뭐 신도 잠바 상보된 냥고레스 송바다 셈제제 마잉 바치네다 쿠바다 셴펜엑센 다 셴펜엑센 보소레스 덴베게 나나 데 로폰 왕고레 진거서 와드제 다 세바메 모스타네 대바던 소르반데 반데 예젠동도스
Okay. So then it says in a tantric text called the Vajra Peak Tantra. And so it says in the beginning, you first have to subdue your conceptual thoughts. You have to tame your thoughts, gather your mind into a single point, and with single pointedness, listen carefully and cultivate an altruistic mind that wishes to benefit others. See the Vajra master and the beings in the mandala as the actual Buddha AMITAYUS, and then supplicate. So now think that the Buddha AMITAYUS is actually here in my presence, and I will now receive the empowerment from him directly. Is-
장초부 첨부 수된바 공부 첨부 나체로 담세이티니 달라조로 장초 셈장 달라조로 상제초당 겐두세 잡솜타장 달라조로 타르바 첨부 총초도 공부단에 조바란시
And we do that in English. So for the other translators, that's kind of on the bottom of the page that I sent you. O teacher, joyful one, master, please hear me. Supreme guide on the path to awakening, grant me Samaya, grant me bodhicitta, Grant me the refuge of Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Protector, let me enter the city of great liberation.
tene ta yang la yang ta jin do chia je yo jab sin do wa ta chang chuo sim je ya so nga nan par sa ban de jin dong zo so da jab sin do wa ta de kwa ya ge wa je sin rong che ya de chang chuo sim je ya de ngo wa de sin nga de nga nam da se wa de da de kwa zo pa ya wang xue ya ti so nam so za wa de che ya ti de wa de jin do che ro chi is.
Then we come to the next supplication to repeat, and that supplication is called the 5 purities. Sorry, the 5 purities are to take refuge, to cultivate bodhicitta, to confess, sorry, oh my God, to cultivate bodhicitta, to confess all negativities, to take refuge, to confess, to rejoice, to cultivate bodhicitta, and in the end to dedicate the roots of virtue. So we need to recite, to offer these in order to purify our obscurations and in order to accumulate merit. So please repeat the next supplication.
Bon cho zom la da jam che digpa me ge so so ya ro we ge la jin yin rong sang jie chang ju yi jie song sang jie chu dang song chuo la chang chuo fa zu jab sin che da jam che rang jian tong ni rab ro che re chang chuo sim ne ji par che chang chuo chuo ke sim ne ji jie ne sim jian tam ji da ke rong de ne chang chuo juan chuo ye bon ji par che ro la pen che re sang ji ro par chuo ji to sa de ji.
Do it once in English. I take refuge in the 3 jewels. I confess all misdeeds. I rejoice in the virtues of all beings and hold the Buddha's awakening in my mind. Until full awakening, I'll take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Supreme Assembly to accomplish the purpose of others and myself. I give rise to bodhicitta. Having done so, I welcome all sentient beings and vow to follow the noble conduct of a bodhisattva that is pleasing to all. May I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings.
tene dang wo ji te wang gu ya te ze chirang su da se pa mi te wang gu se pa mi na la rang ji ma drop les se wo ze gom o ka si te ge gom te me da rang se pa mi zam to ke shi te la zam lo di ne a te ri chi wo ji
Sokla kare sangore,
a to ke shi la zam lo di to ka shi
sokoshi chipu.
wo shi je shi ma ro je yo zam te la wo te la ma yin ba chi rang se pa mi yin zam ne wo te da se wo gom to ya wo wa.
Now we come to the main part of the empowerment, the actual empowerment. And for that, please visualize yourself as the Buddha AMITAYUS, appearing clearly, but having no concrete material nature. And if you can't visualize that in detail, you can just think and have an awareness, I am AMITAYUS, and you can just visualize the red 3 syllable at the heart of yourself as AMITAYUS. So of course, it's best if you can visualize yourself as the deity, but if you can't, the main point is to not be distracted and to have an awareness of I really am Amitayus.
我等等大概那蛮多蛮东西，他那错别蛮当单位的呢，这是让车把米工作嘛不，那了让几米吧，我这他别记他说这样的，写节掐你有吧，我这里片胶片件有吧，这人不期间那错期间的估计什么头先给他脑壳间中有点搁了，小多来说吧，有吧，他那错都有，他没有的，这掐你娘家的呢，前面谁都是看的嘞，我把看见给这的，我真的下不这题目中学的嘞。我才说我怎么的，这把的我们的，零把啊，就给红尘吧，这里我这样说呢，他让我们的人这么把一些把这种忙不在，但都去那搞这样长呢，那这里说让了，别想着都财务讲了，可把那些，其他说了，是不是天从咱们这怎么当过来是？
Then next is the visualization from the text. So in brief, visualize the deity appearing on a seat of lotus and moon. So seated upon that is Buddha Amitayus, adorned with the major and the minor marks of a Buddha, with one face and two hands. And his hair is tied in a top knot. He is ornamented with jeweled ornaments at his crown, and he also wears jeweled earrings, necklaces, wristlets, anklets, a rosary, silken robes, and his two hands are in the meditation mudra, holding a vase filled with the nectar of immortality, and he's sitting in Vajra posture. Then his forehead is marked with Om, his throat with Am, and his heart with Hung. And from these three syllables, light radiates, and the light then invites the wisdom beings who come in identical forms and then merge inseparably with you, just like snowflakes falling down and melting into a hot stone.
我们在俺们的公这里，汉那红比我们是爸爸学的是吧？的嘛是爸爸学的话，东北讲的那说北忙当台北的那其他那那给，这跟公布这把对没把工作嘛不那那让没把这边见把写节掐你我这里陪就陪经纪人不接那说不见你见归见什么。都现在个掐不不学多了，说我说完这把他那说的都有，他没有经验，掐你家不要等那前面都在看。我把课程规定这把它拿把下头这节目中可以学把这把我们这把。图给红景城把的温州公把当这边一些把建厂对建他们看了建厂的都在可把把代表建厂他们是不是都前边没怕哟？安倍我们阿玛兰的这边的安倍跟看呀他的情况吧一些吧呢，记得的车我当多些家长们过了下送咱们的呢，他的一些把天的了，他们娘把电把些为汽车。
So next, think that crossed vajra is placed onto your crown, and think that this causes the blessings that you have received to be retained, so that those blessings do not decline.
地震班子，地震班子，地震班子，那是地的。我真的老碰堂，他老嘛菜包的米子，你去菜包米子的，突然生活的，我真家把人啊，我菜我们当大炒的，把对没把做呢，真的真做呢，真的，大把做呢，这让去下茶炒，我那把西吧看，这些 토어 손래 냠 손래 요 손래 개 손래 다제 참리 반참 손래 와 동게 동라서 게이트 공토 체 손래 와真的采取面容南开剧场我上届强出上包括看出前他的呢菜了往菜他们去菜人这当中啊这种菜所中了往去他们去过呢真的过呢菜店的时候天松上菜这但是不嘛的菜里来说菜场来说有了这时候天松上我都是这么当过的是
And now I think that the Vajra master and the disciple, you, the disciples, all are Amitayus, and then think that from the heart, the seed syllable at the deity's heart, radiate, the five Buddha families waving silken banners, and then going out in order to summon and bring back all the vital essences and that to restore your own elements, your flesh, blood, bones, your warmth, your breath, and so on, all the decline of lifespan and good health and vitality, all of what's been lost, and also they send away all obstructors and anything that obstruct long lifespan and vitality, and then they gather all the vital essences of the four elements, of all the beings in the universe. They gather all the merit, the abundance, longevity, all the goodness, and gather it all back. They bring it all back, and then all of these vital essences then dissolve into our long life substances here. So that is the long life dharma, and then there's this long life pill, like kind of a ball to eat, and then a long life chang, which is a drink, a long life drink.
罗pom他罗马在巴德米巴这边土给生活嘞，假如人家请我们大大托巴巴德米班托呢，让去下查托巴当巴西边看呢，前托了也，那么有个的也东给工作，把他们去当社区面弄，那么开就当上街强确身把也当看着去用那边现在车了，往外车人在，罗巴这个厕所边就说。top tam chi go ne da dang se de nam la tem se de nam la tem bara cho gan de dur je no ma ye cha ye kam ne se nyam na jum de ren jen jum jum sa ye kam ne se go che wang ren na a yu ke hong za hong gan de dur je no ma ye cha je kam ne se nyam 今天没去阳阳节，去也看那些狗血，我们那阿育开放子，我今天都接罗马耶，出去看那些娘。今天报名阳阳节，没也看那些狗血，我们那阿育开放子，我今天都接罗马。我见看那些娘呢，今天同着阳阳节，龙开看那些狗血，我们干嘛阿育开放子。 어유 간대한 돌제 로마에 남케 감네 세남나 좀대한 남나 야명 남케 감네 세고케 뭐다 아유케 혼자 원반자 아유케 란자 아샤라 또 맞지 세원 야, 나 제도 싫어 진짜 원반자라
Please repeat.
아유케 사라하 샤라레 까라레 홍피 온반자 아유케 사라하 샤라레 까라레 홍피 온반자 아유케 사라하 샤라레 까라레 홍피 我真的他那么当都嘛菜包的没别这个特别沙龙的这我这个请求我社区门弄他们解决，社区这边也作为给让姐姐给剧场就怕他们去，我这满江干满江听看那边对的那么菜包的没别这，我他特地过来是那么当都嘛是菜包的没别这个，特别上网的我这样说呢。 我在去进军完进步有了啥去没弄哪怕我这是啥啥的电把它也了吧，这把没了吧，又把弄了说吧，我这时候让一去剧场女排，让一去剧场女排有了这时候我在跟忙推给那把说对呢，都嘛这把的没把这位推给加一个分别拿出来呢，分别呀，看呢，都去看呢，真的罗马这把没这位的，结果成我了。常被后改修松怎么天松怎么，我真的让说给下场之后，那些那把些把都些娘的了，这错去呢，千万没我这 top 松怎么的这么回事。
And then next, so again, visualize the Lama and the Dharma as being AMITAYUS, and think that now the light rays radiate. Canada, so the Canada togore. Tukanera, Lama tang Dharma di Tipa meta.
我这图看，他
Togone dera.
多嘛的，那么你可以这把没这有了，这图看呢，我这样说呢，进军啊，进步些有了，啥去没弄。
有出对了，这有说的，
我这那啥去咋吧的，点吧。我得在去没弄，就是对呢。我在干嘛听见那把对呢？多嘛些把的没把这位，恰分别拿了，做沟通，恰分把有了，分把的也看呢，留的罗美西沃这方面这位罗马这方面这的这几沃上网的时候，真的罗美西下差，之后我那把些吧，这娘们上的什么说去呢？去吧没这我这头松上。
So you think of the Lama, the Vajramaster, and the Dharma as Amitayus, and from Amitayus's heart, light rays radiates, and it takes the life essence that has been gathered, and causes it all to dissolve into the nectar of the inside the vase that the deity holds, the Dharma and the vase. And so these light rays bring all the vital essences of the four elements, such as the stability of earth and the warmth of fire and so forth, of the four elements, all the power and the vital essence of these elements, and then they dissolve in the form of multicolored light, white, red, blue, and so on, dissolve into the vase and become the vase nectar. And then the vase nectar is then poured into the crown opening of the disciple's crown, the Brahma aperture. So it enters your body through the crown opening at the crown of your head, and then think that as it permeates your entire body, it restores all the generations of your body, all decline of your flesh and blood, your life force, your consciousness, your breath, your longevity, and so on, your life energy. It all becomes restored, and you receive the city of deathlessness.
那么当东马这方面这边图给什么的工作，就进军外些当赛局面龙那么就当赛些天也在右边的东北上些就当那把点他们去讲，我在这个门听个那把的对的东马这把的这边查看红吧，狗呢红吧那个绿的那么这方面这边结果什么的兄。绿休闲特别那么就抽那把那些边他们这样。참지 냐바탐지 소로 주는 치와미 베세 모로 토버로 조제 옴 아마란 제메데 소 옴디 잠반자레 소 어디我真的昂扬拉马当都嘛这把的没这有吧？我这些的偷看呢，我这样说呢，上巴当接近，这结果结果，过了结果，真的结现在就来说，偷偷，厕所边角了。他们去我在那边对呢，都嘛才把的没个这位，恰空把的过呢，天天分别拿下来呢， 这罗马这把文这边就我从我的休闲，这是下罗马下查州那把些看呢，这样的他们错去呢，希望每次我都托送上过来是。
Again, I visualize the Dharma and the Master as AMITAYUS, and again from the heart rays of light emanate, in bringing here Brahma and Indra and the wheel turning kings. There's the four great kings, and all, and they bring all the longevity. So it brings the longevity of all these beings, their power, their abundance, their great merit. So it brings them the great abundance and merit of all these kind of kingly beings, and then again it dissolves into the dormam and the vase filled with nectar. And then as the vase again touches your crown, the nectar again enters into your crown. And again, together with that, like your being, your flesh, blood, and bones, and your consciousness, and all the generations of your entire body, and when your life force is being restored, and you attain the city of deathlessness.
那么当嘛这把对面这都给什么都给什么的，那我问出。上班当接近当，过了就是接不当前不当接前的些老宋头头，这说别就是他们几我在那把对的，那么这把对面是。假期红包过的红包呀，旅的红包都是看老马这把对面是为上午那休闲天边老马下茶桌那把些别看那这年把说句。七八米这我这头把它就是我们阿玛兰这边是的也说，我们这里上班这也说哈，像。yang lama tang tu ma ce ba de me ze de tu ge sang wong le wong chuo chuo ju tu zong sang jie tang jiang chuo sen ba bo wong kan zhuo chuo jiang zu ma tam ji jie tu jie qian ha to to sun chu tam ji wo ze na ba guo ne tu ma ce ba de me ze tu ge cha ju hen bei nang de guo ne hen ba ya lu ne de lo me ke de ci de lo me jiu wo lo ma ce ba me ze bei sang wong de xiu xian lo me真的下差出我那么些的所看的。
Again, visualizing the master and the Dharma as AMITAYUS, again think that from their heart light rays radiate, and now it summons all the blessings, the compassionate blessings of the Dagas and the Dakinis and the Dharma protectors of the abiding in the four directions and throughout the three times. So all of their compassionate blessings then is gathered back and dissolved into the Dharma, transforming also into the base, transforming it into a longevity nectar, which is then again poured into your crown. Aperture, the disciple visualized as AMITAYUS and receives this nectar through the crown opening, and in this way it becomes inseparable from them. And so again, all the generations of flesh and blood and consciousness and all decline of vitality and life become restored, and you attain the city of immortality.
Lama dang dang ma se ba de me be se be tu ke sam le wong zhuo qiu zhu san qiu qiu tu zhu ma sang jie le chang jie sen ba ba wong kan zhuo qiu qiu zhu me cuo dan ji ban ta men ji tu jie dang jie la to to be zun zhu dang ji ba wo zai na ba du de du ma se ba de me be se be qia ji hong ba guo ne hong ba kang xian lu be ke de ce lo ma se ba de me be se be ji ba cong wong ne xiu sang bei wu gan ne xiu qian tian be lo ma 下叉抽不那巴拉西边看那些娘巴拉他们几所了去年去玩没别些，我说头巴拉就是这我们是把地产班子的，我们阿玛兰这边的一说，我们是把地产班子的说话，但样那样是这我不是把没，但多嘛这才怕没这有了吧？这这完了，我在各种筹备，然后这完我们这完天松我咱们旅游过呢，这通我咋办？讲前面才有过桥呢。 quy định xe một độ thập sống rằng
Again, visualize the Dharma as AMITAYUS, and now think that from the Dharma's crown of forehead, from the forehead streams white light, and it dissolves into your forehead. And as it dissolves into your forehead and crown, it purifies all the obscurations of the body. It purifies the body, and you attain um, these supreme accomplishments, the cities and physical powers of AMITAYUS. And then again, seeing the Dharma as AMITAYUS, from the Dharmas or AMITAYUS's throat, red light radiates and it enters your throat, purifying all obscurations related to speech. So all speech obscurations and like life obstacles related to speech are purified, and your speech becomes Amitabha's enlightened speech, and you attain the accomplishment or the siddhis of his speech. We recite some mantra together.
O amara ne zeme da ye so ha subardi trambanza ye so ha yang to ma se ba de mi be su ka ne se ba de mi se ne nam wa to ma se ba to ka ne wa zhen chu ne lo me ni ka le tian be yi ji go ne ce tong le za ya de zo ba jiang ce pa mi to shu ne ce to ji le ce ji mi ce mo ro top song zang.
Now again, seeing the Dharma as AMITAYUS, think that now from AMITAYUS's heart, blue light radiates and enters your heart, and that purifies any life obstacles and karmic obscurations related to the mind, and you receive the mind of AMITAYUS and the kind of the mental power of AMITAYUS and the siddhi of immortality.
Lo me ni ka la ten be yi je gu ne se dong za ba jiang che se pa mi be to su chor to je re sun chi mi se ye ngo ro to ba ra chor om dare om amaran ze me de so ha om super di ram ban za ye so ha te yang dor ma se ba de mi zi be ne tam chi lo zhen chu ne lo me ne nam la ten go song hang mi ji be zhe ba pa jiang ne se pa mi be
And then again, seeing the Dharma as AMITAYUS, now think that light radiates from all three places simultaneously, and it dissolves into all of your three places. And in this way, you receive, or you purify all the obscurations of body, speech, and mind simultaneously, and you receive the blessings of enlightened body, speech, and mind of AMITAYUS simultaneously.
Om Doro Yang Doro Ma Se Badu Mi Vizive Ni Nam Le Wo Zeren Cho We Lo Me Ni Nam La Tem Ne Go Song Ha Mi Tu Ji Be Zhe Ba Jiang Ce Pa Mi Be Gu Song To Ji Song Chi Se Me Xie Ba Dorje da chorje meno ba jan san da chorje chimi se yong ro to ba chorje om namo yami kom oba namo banga ba de abare me da ayon jana sumene zeda din zodan za ya ta tanga da ya ar de samay sambada ya di eta bane abare me da bane jana sambaram sabra sam kare bare shuda da man gangan sam gade so ba be shude ma na ye bare Om Namo Bhagavate Aparameda Ayon Jana Sumene Din Duranza Yata Tangataya Arte Samasamdi Dabane Aparameda Bane Jana Samba Om Sama Samgara Barichuta Damani Gangan Samgara Subhavan Beshude Mana Yabare Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Aparameda Ayon Jana Sumene Din Duranza Yata Tangataya Arte Samasamdi Dabane Aparameda Bane Jana Sama Om Sarva Samgare Bareshuta Damani Gangan Samgara Subhavan Beshude Mana Yabare Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Aparameda Ayon Jana Sumene Zidadin Duranza Yata Tangataya Arte Samasamdi Dabane Aparameda Jana Sama Om Sarva Samgare Bareshuta Damani Gangan Samgara Subhavan Beshude Mana Yabare Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Aparameda Sumene Zidadin Duranza Yata Tangataya Arte Samasamdi Dabane Aparameda Jana Sama Om Sarva Samgare Bareshuta Damani Gangan Samgara Subhavan Beshude Mana Yabare Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Aparameda Ayon Jana Sumene Zidadin Duranza Yata Tangataya Arte Samasamdi Dabane Aparameda Jana Samara Om Sarva Samgare Bareshuta Damani Gangan Samgara Subhavan Beshude Mana Yabare Soha De Pasha Seri Gane so我真的打车里，我在车里头的，车里头，我在车里头当七万米个都是就当上米去多家的没事，让他就会车呀，车牌特别在高瓦西当嘛说就开特别，我真就去个这是，
Avashi Kashido.
让他驴囊当嘛呀，可能特别真的。
Oh. And then next you receive a a long life pill, something to eat. And so also think that this long life pill has become a nectar of immortality, and by eating it, it increases your lifespan, and it fills you with like vital essences such as the four joys, and all imbalances are clear.
Yeah. Everybody. Amarane Soha Om Amarane Zivadaye Soha Om Amarane Zivadaye Soha Amarane Zivadaye Soha Amarane Zivadaye Soha Om Amarane Zivadaye Soha Amarane Zivadaye Soha Amarane Zivadaye Soha
Om Amarane Zivandaya Soha Om Amarane Zivandaya Soha Om Amarane Zivandaya Soha Om Amarane Zivandaya Soha Om Amarane Zivandaya Soha Om Amarane Zivandaya Soha Om Amarane Zivandaya Soha Om Amarane Zivandaya Soha.
와, 전에 다 뒤질 센창들와 센창들 가서 주som 상지 참지 구송 토지 지나 오로 어다 말류처럼 토비야 제들된세 야 왕야 던 페리야제 그래서
And next, you receive a long life chang. This is like a long life nectar or something to drink, a beer, and this is blessed with the are empowered with the blessings of all the Buddhas of the three times, and their cities and their strength, And so think that by drinking this long life nectar, think that your life force increases and your strength and the vitality increases.
Om Amarane Zimeda Yesova, Om Amarane Zimeda Yesova, Om Amarane Zimeda Yesova, Om Amarane Zimeda Yesova.
Om Amarane Zivanda Yesohang, Om Amarane Yesohang, Om Amarane Zivanda Yesohang, Om Amarane Zivanda Yesohang. Om Amarane Zivanda Yesohang, Om Amarane Zivanda Yesohang, Om Amarane Zivanda Yesohang, Om Amarane Zivanda Yesohang. Om Amarane Zivanda Yesohang, Om Amarane Zivanda Yesohang. Om Amarani Zivanda Yesohang, Om Amarani Zivanda Yesohang. Om Amarani Zivanda Yesohang, Om Amarani Zivanda Yesohang. Om Amarani Zivanda Yesohang, Om Amarani Zivanda Yesohang.
저는 다다르기 사제 수고 저 내에서 제 다음에 저는 세트 para 냠으로래 자와르게 키치나 되네 되네 자와르게 구송토 치네 연대한 치네 키친지 라바데한 세 메냠바다 저두키치 제인데 표레스 저와미다 세 메냠바 메저바다 메냐베치.
And then next, think that you are being touched by this silken banner, and by touching you with the silken banner, it seals in all the life force, so it doesn't decline. So it's the life force that you have received will not decline, and so think that having received the blessings of the 5 Buddha families. Now the longevity and the blessings of life force that you have received remain there with stability and unchangingly.
간단 냠낭콜로에 간단 치미도제에 남낭콜로 고예자 범미비만 송계자 매초도제 토제자人间이른종연天人间자 도루자람 춘향자 면절매셔제다 원부다르나베마가나마 머자스디차만 원머자디저 만자가마 마무자세데 발라세메시바도제 더버조제 메노바젠산도 버조제 메조바 용도데 치미도제 군정도 바라 초로제 세메헤 바라도제 다버조제 메노 용도도 도제 치미도제 군정도 바라 초로제 제 대람도 손나요. 세메헤바 도제 다버 초로제 야게 메노바 용도도 초로제 메노바 젠산도 치미도제 군정도 바라 초로제 옴바다르나 베마간마 원바다르나베 마가라마 머자스 파라디타메 세메셰 파도제다베 초로제 메노바젠산다베 조제 메조바 용도다베 초로제 치미도제 군정도 바라 초로제 옴바다르나베 마가마 마 머자스 파디차 라차라차 홍소와 온 세메셰 남낭 세메셰 파도제다베 조제 메노바젠산다베 조제 메조바 용도 치미도제 군정도 바라 초로제 미도제 군정도 바라 초로제 남나 세메케 바도제 다베 초제 메노 바젠산 다베 초제 메조바 용도데 초로제 지미도제 군총도 바라 초로제 세메케 바도제 다베 초제 메노 바젠산 다베 초제 메조바 용도데 亲密度结棍强度不是求结，谁没写不都是代表求结，门罗八将真的不是求结，没就把用中代表求结，亲密度结棍强度不是求结。谁没写我们不得那边嘛干嘛？么这是的，地这这红色。没写把都是代表求结，门罗八将真的不是求结，没就把用中的亲密度结棍强度不是求结，谁没写把都是代表求结，门罗八将真的不是求结，没就把用中代表求。亲密度结棍强度不是没写把都是代表求结，门罗八将真的没就把用中的亲密度结棍强度不是求结，谁没写把都是代表求结。谁没写把都是代表求结，门罗八将真的不是求结，没就把用中代表求结，亲密度结棍强度不是求结。谁没写把都是代表求结，门罗八将真的不是求结，没就把用中代表求结，亲密度结棍强度不是求结。谁没写把都是代表求结，门罗八将真的不是求结，没就把用中代表求结，亲密度结棍强度不是求结。谁没写把都是代表求结，门罗八将真的不是求结，没就把用中代表求结，亲密度结棍强度不是求结。谁没写把都是代表求结，门罗八将真的不是求结，没就把用中代表求结，亲密度结棍强度不是求结。谁没写把都是代表求结，门罗八将真的不是求结，没就把用中代表求结，亲密度结棍强度不是求结。导弹方向。我那么不得那边嘛个人嘛，么这是不的这红皮在这儿这边马街这边家人么，马街这边家人么，在咱马街这边家么，就这吃泡面别街，他街头往或者来把错吧，因为咱这个把手机中那边的也见到做这些，我他这里是的呢，他往查的是，我这马街这边就嘛，他这个往或者查呢。这他们这种把这种的送给上来吧，这见到起过的，说我这单给你的花了票，我到讲前边什么都是蛮娘把钱，现在弄嘛起来，这个票他很多人呢，现偏看头去弄嘛起把起的，那他们这里。
So this completes the empowerment of the Queen of Cities, the combined AMITAYUS higher Gurubam. And at the end, we will receive the Samaya, the commitment. And so you should think that as you repeat, think, I'm going to keep this Samaya. And so, as I always say, the Samaya really is the altruistic mind, wanting to benefit others. If you can, and if you can't, then at least you should never harm others. So that in brief is the Samaya.
我真正的见到起来，其实他们这种意思。
And please repeat the Samaya, thinking that I'm going to keep it.
说我切到了，嘎子了吧？他到咱们去，打个去，真的咱们的，打成的，求来打呢，没拿去，求见了嘛，送完当，钱也讲呢，接头做了，我再给了先把有的有戏。
And we do it in English and other languages. I will do as you command, as I serve and offer you. Please accept me as your student and lend me just a fraction of what I have offered for the sake of my practice.
我等着他面对这批过来也是，也不是问。
Now we will offer a mandala of gratitude.
我学长就去领导学士，也不是
Page
问。
11.
脾气有点吗？大业不去，就是托长。 那你们也就搞吧，先不就把说，我。
The ground is sprinkled with scented water and strewn with flowers. It is adorned with Meru, the four continents, the sun, and the moon. I visualize and offer these as Buddha fields. May all sentient beings be born in the Pure Lands. Om Guru Deva Dakini Ratna Mandala Pratitsa Soha.
Thank you. 我今天早晚他啥送今天，我在这里今天正做你们去下的，今天可上去叫么过去，他可上去公路接续票的吧？我的接续票的没种在，他接续开在出卡的接派小姐当地这种到哪这个就是需要啥的吧？我这些的叫么龙，他的出卡接派是我们都是，我的我做路数加马的是，我老接续的出卡当样的。天对现在当我做在确错的公办的，他说前前有吧，他说了在南家东区的同事，我在前前其他没啥，他说了这边没车着的的主要是的工厂票件是出发动的了，工厂票路就是工厂的花钱没用的，我提起马上就落去是，我在中多提起的我说他啥你嘛打花了在出家里面车着的，在你们其他人是。我这节目人不就我嘛的，这是蛮奇吧？这节目人不去拉说呗，人民基于苍马那个才这样，我听着写出来也是。
So this completes the empowerment, and then today we're going to engage in the practice. Also, yesterday there was His Holiness Chaitanya Rinpoche's 80th birthday, and so the Drikung Kagyu students all over the world, they at the monasteries and so on, they wanted to do something really special because it's the 80th birthday. But Holiness actually said that that's not necessary. We don't have to do anything special because actually that's not really our tradition to do some special celebrations on the 80th birthday. But he said that if a center, Dharma center or a monastery has the means, they can offer a 1,000-fold Nam Gyalma offering, an offering, a practice of Nam Gyalma. But if not, if they're more like modest centers, then you can just practice AMITAYUS and make long life prayers sincerely. And Holiness himself is in retreat right now, and he said that the best thing is just for him is just to make good aspirations, good prayers for there to be no obstacles in the retreat. And so therefore now every Sunday we are also practicing AMITAYUS together. And so it's not just for His Holiness Chaitanya Rinpoche, it's also for all the other masters like His Holiness the Dalai Lama and all the other teachers. We are praying for all of their long life.
我这个呢，一旦这做什么讲他们去，他写的话去没办，我这篇给的也是的。
Then moreover, this
我真的成长，他呢给就先把有了讲到，他这次什么
？Okay. And so also this engaging in this practice also helps in removing obstacles to the long life, the longevity of all sentient beings in general. So let me stop here teachings for today.
那等于那出去切的，行了。
So thank you. Okay,
再
then.
问我说嘛。
Okay, Marie. Okay, then I will leave you for I have another translation coming up in 10 minutes. Okay, bye.
那出去切。
Thank you.
Saparana come Sabambian Bora Sura Abardaye Ombeza Ayonjana Sabarabara Argam Bading Bube Aloge Gende Neved Shabda Sapara Jikan Bezo, Tepami, Tuminchiwa Man, Gongli Lingachiwa, Nam Seva, Sanjay Sepami, La Chansa, Lo, Madasado Samaya, Manubalaya, Madasado Dinumba, Dijan Baba, Yome, Subo Joyo Meba, Anarato Meba, Sarat, Meba, Sava, Kamasuza, Sadamian, Sangaman Savata, Tangatan Mandarme, Manzan Bandaraba, Samaya Sado, Ash. 今天公布这方面，年节准备给完到双周给们谁人力超学生民主参办小组在越南面这些学，从工作中这边亲民公布这些学，给件发起信息，他们先讲出这些。我当然就第一次发生的当然，这样子拉的，干嘛可是事情，干嘛就那事呢？
Okay, then the empowerment is
干嘛
done.
你学，你是那事呢？他就那错的那些呢？
Okay, so we're going to take a break here. We will be coming back at 11:20. Then we
15.
11:15, and then we will continue practice this sadhana. Thank you.
我做昨天回去的，请我什么？我做公他什么？
And he would like to apologize for the interruption for the Zoom, for the translators, and so sorry about that. And we'll try our best next time. Thank you, everyone.
我把实在去认识。
Thank you, Japan.
Yeah, this AMITAYUS pigeon. Is true. Is number true. Good man. Yeah, okay. 前来观的在居拉玛在我中求索了一当尽可来花期总罪看着就农业一节总结为土节大son开车旅前前面广场萨兰国主日节。
Root and lineage lamas in whom all blessings are subsumed, Bhagavan, deity of longevity, who bestows the supreme attainment, Dakinis and Dharma protectors who subdue adversity. As I single-pointedly supplicate you with longing, please have compassion for me and all embodied beings who pervade space and establish us in the state of deathlessness.
Last speech, maybe this tomorrow, right? Short down, you know what? This, yeah. Page, I think 16. Last here 16 no numbers. This. 这都没其他起码我觉得是的。
Not the free Zongdraju tree roll.
当一遍，都没别下当一遍。因为前两堂当有啊。我便在二面的滚着里哈那哈那翁皮，我们是爸爸去的，德美是爸爸去的话，东北俺嘞我们嘞人不去，那些假期为那的我们阿婆，那穷没就嘛当心头发没把沙发没别的吧。 Jinu bara namka tan yambare chor.
I'm sorry, at the end, I only see the soak.
Yeah, okay. Okay. 你等到当有啊。Yes, yeah, English maybe. 等学长你把门多呢。
Within the state of emptiness from Om appears a vast and expansive jeweled vessel. Inside it are the syllables Om, Ah, Hum. They melt and transform into the Torma, which becomes equal to the extent of space. It is vivid and immaterial, with the power to arouse extraordinary, undefiled bliss.
Om akaro mukama sarva dharma. Ade nube na dudam om pi so va akaro mukama. Adamana ade nube nandu dam omu avun pe so vara won agaro mokam Donmana ade nube nandu dam omu avun pe so va nama sarvada gada avaloge Om Sambara Sambara Om Nama Sarvada Gada Avaloge de Om Sambara Sambara Om Nama Sarvada Gada Avaloge de Om Sambara Sambara Om Tiji Yeba Renche Mala Chansa Lo Tiji Yeba Sungse Tambala Chansa Lo Tiji Yeba Gunjam Le La Chansa Lo Tiji Yeba Jigwa Tamchi Yong Su Che La Chansa Lo Ya Yimish
Homage to the Tathagata, manifold jewels. Homage to the Tathagata, sublime, lovely form. Homage to the Tathagata, infinite forms. Homage to the Tathagata, utterly free from all fear.
Conscience Mo Juva Ye Jungbo Nam Pan Sha Za Tong Sim Che Sa Jen Sa Va Tong Sim Che Nam Pra Na So Che Jung Xin Ge La So Ne Ba Te Dong Te La Dur Man Sa Wei Sha Chang La Po Tang Je Chen Je Ve Mang Bo Ye Cho Ban De Ye Gu Jung La No Be Sam Ba Xie Va Tang Tam Chen Nang La Pian Be Xian Te Ren Qin Ji Ji Ba Ra Qi Jian Xie Du Ne Ju Le Chu Ju Jian Du Xie Yang Da Dong Bo Gun La Che Ba Bang Wa Ye Ge Long Ge Zhong Te Ye Chang Se Song Jie Men Jie Gang Yang Mi Zo Yue So Jiang Gun La Yang Zhen Rang Ke Lu La Be Long La Xian La No Ba Ma Jie Jie 我们前波全个康大街，路拉我把它弄巴耶，你的你把它送出去，东就让你也是。Yeah, AMITAYUS tracks page 2, page number 2, this page number 2. Om Benzara Saparana Kama Om Sarva Biya Pura Pura Sura Sura Avardaya Ho Om Benzara Saparana Kama Om Sarva Biya Pura Sura Sura Avarada Ho Om Benzara Saparana Kama Om Sarva Biya Pura Pura Sura Sura Avardaya Ho Rang ce pa mi zi bi tu ke sa wong yu jie chu chu jar wan kur chi pa mi jie nam jaran du jie nam kara jian chang ban zi sa man za bian ban ma zi ya di cha na di cha dam na ma sarva da gata be da re wa re be da ga ro me English
Clearly appearing as Amitayus from the seed syllable at my heart, light rays emanate to the victorious ones of the 10 directions. Amitayus and his retinue are invited and come to abide in the space in front.
Om Sarva Tathagata Sapare Vare Argam Bade Bube Dube Alogen Gande Neve de Shada lai xin du gun je chang ye be lu tu ba ye nam gu tu cho du te be do para che wo. English.
To all those worthy of praise, with as many bodies as there are atoms in the realms, at all times I bow down and with the supreme faith offer praise.
观照宗拉大家去，地巴没给所所养，这边给了你让。一节从三节就当从教了，讲究玩的大家去，让见同你让着起来，想求心内几不来。讲究就开心内几节心，心间他们知道给中头你。讲究讲究也忘记把它钱，着了边起来上街着把它跳过，就咱们大家。得块没给说了呀，这位给了几让上街讲究一节，上街就当送酒了，讲究玩的大家去，让见多年让着。讲究什么呢？几不来去，讲究就给什么呢？季节，什么间他们接大开中头呢？讲究讲究也忘记不来去。着了边起来上街着把哟，English。
I take refuge in the three jewels and reveal each and every wrongdoing and non-virtuous action. I rejoice in the virtues of beings and hold the awakening of Buddhahood in my mind. In the Buddha, Dharma, and Supreme Assembly, I take refuge until awakening. In order to perfectly accomplish the benefit of myself and others, I give rise to the mind of awakening. Having given rise to the mind of supreme awakening, I welcome all sentient beings. Practicing the beautiful and supreme conduct of awakening, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of sentient beings.
English.
The field of accumulation dissolves into me.
Om Subhava Shuddha Sarva Dharma Subhava Shuddha Huan Dombe Ngane Dajen Tenzi Je Hango Po Zi Bara Tham Je Domba Ni Tu Jiang Di Ngane Naso Pema Dang Dabe Den Datang Durma Yige Re Marbo Ring Cha Tsida Dang Je Wong Choi Tong Ni Ji Soren De Shela Tim 的用色就是话，光波切帕米，光多马尔波那拉让吉米别切别肩巴斜节恰尼，我查这边就边渐渐人不接那错就见你见归见都写了差不多了。望出不然在把它他那错节都有他没有见恰尼娘家。 亲密的子康别婚吧，可见结婚这把那把，差不多结末中开修呗，这把的真把推开红结三把，红着光把当这为些把见长呀，English，妈，我们自己知道的。
From within the state emptiness, all fixation to things as real, grasping based on concepts of self and others, is transformed into emptiness. From within that state, atop a multicolored lotus and moon seat, I and the Torma appear as a Rajri syllable with a long vowel and Visarga. From this light emanates accomplishing the two objectives and returns, dissolving into the Shri. Then all at once it transforms into the enlightened form of AMITAYUS, who is red in color, clearly appearing yet devoid of inherent existence. Ornamented with the major and minor marks, he has one face and two arms. His hair of matted locks is crowned by a jewel diadem, and he is beautified by various ornaments of precious gems. A long necklace, middle-length necklace, and short necklace, along with bracelets and anklets that sparkle with light. He wears an assortment silken garments such as blouse and skirt. His two hands in the gesture of meditative equipoise hold a vase decorated with ribbons filled to the brim with the longevity nectar of deathlessness. He sits with his legs folded in the Vajra position, and from the Om in his forehead, the Ah at his throat, and the Hum in his heart level, light emanates and invites the wisdom beings who appear similar in aspect to the visualized deity.
Za Hong Ba Hu Ni Su Mi Bara Tian. Yeah, English. Za Hong Ba Hu Ni.
Merging indivisibly, they become non-dual.
La Yang Tu Ki Sa Wu Le Wu Zhuo Wang La Ren A Jian Zhang.
Once again, from the seed syllable at the heart level, light radiates, inviting the empowerment deities of the five Buddha families.
我便在过了萨巴的瓦的阿冈巴登不别杜别阿罗给连的那边的小白。我们萨瓦达坦嘎塔安比肯嘎的萨玛雅耶耶翁谢文比古求王国罗国康车马塔拉玛沃帕米杰乌杰王克拉那让尼拉天巴拉来求罗。
Thus, the empowerment deities bestow empowerment with the vase water, filling my entire body and purifying defilements. The excess water overflows and forms the crown ornament of Amitabha. The empowerment deities then dissolve into me.
我们萨瓦达坦嘎塔阿尤人加纳萨巴热瓦热阿冈巴登扎索法。我们萨瓦达坦嘎塔阿尤人加纳萨巴热瓦巴登扎索法。我们萨瓦达坦嘎塔阿尤人加纳萨巴热瓦热布别巴登扎索。我们萨瓦达塔嘎塔阿尤人加纳萨巴热瓦热杜别瓦登扎索。我们萨瓦达塔嘎塔阿尤人加纳萨巴热瓦热阿罗给巴登扎索。达塔巴热瓦热跟的巴登扎索。我们萨瓦达坦嘎塔阿尤人加纳萨巴热瓦热内别的巴登扎索。我们萨瓦达坦嘎塔阿尤人加纳萨巴热沙巴热。今天真别做我在把面对面前把马路中在把公面东阿来求我南街家相见在把米拉恰恰耳朵把它我把他们接来心对公家常年别绿头把也南个桥头这边都把那些我。
Amitayus, foremost among the guides of this world, conquering all forms of untimely death without exception, to you who provide refuge for all who are helpless and suffering, Buddha Amitayus, I prostrate. To all those worthy of praise, with as many bodies as there are atoms in the realms, at all times I prostrate and with supreme faith offer praise.
ngā jē gōrwa wū wōn chō rō wē tōng jē sāng jē chāng sēn nām qiān lā dū dē ngā tēng sāng wō tāng jē bā lā tēng bā lā rē chō.
At the heart level, on the center of a moon disk, is the letter 3, surrounded by the mantra which radiates light as it circles, accomplishing being's benefit. Gathering the blessings of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, the light then returns and dissolves into the mantra garland and seed syllable.
Namo Bhagavate Apare Meda Ayurunjana Sumene Zida Dinzoranzaya Tathangataya Harde Samya Sambudaya Diyayata Om Bune Bune Ma Bune Ebuneya Apare Meda Bunanjana Samba Robade Sarva Kamangara Jura Bade Bahadara Bhavane Amaye Bare Soha Amarane Zemedaye 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 소화 아마라네 제메다에 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 소화 아마라네 소화 아마라네 제메다에 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 소화 제메다에 소화 아마라네 제메다에 Amarane zivenda yeso. 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 Benza armenda gundale hana hana bhumpi oman sabava shuda sarv masu shudo tombe ganle dromle chongwe rembo che no yang xin jia che de om avon wo de shuvale chongwe Drobe dorma kando chiro pusuman soba ma zangba dobe yonten nga zang denbi dutsi jan su chenpo choro.
From within emptiness arises a broom syllable from which appears a jeweled vessel, extensive and vast. Inside it appear the syllables Om, Ah, Hum, which melt into light and transform into the torma comprised of the divine substances. A vast ocean of nectar endowed with the 5 qualities of the senses and abundance of energy, flavors, fragrances, and colors.
Om Abhom Habhore, Om Abhom Habhore, Om Habhore, Om Ayoranjana Sabare Vare, Edam Balenda Kakakaye Kahe, Om Ayoranjana Sabare Vare, Edam Balenda Kakakaye Kahe, Om Ayoranjana Sabare. Yedam balenda kakakaye kahe, jumden kordan jeba, choji je dorma ja chenpo de shela, yebe dacha je bande lama tambi, kutsi dan chilen che chere jeba, teta la wartu jube mentube, chotam je nye vara sheba, ta yebe, jen tam je dan tu ma yin che wa la so be jikpa chenpo ji dan ju ju le tarhi, Somuge Chuso La Sobe Garwa Menjung Shen Zoden Jebe Da Onjoba Datan Jimbe Dapo Tuma Yin Chewa Lo Yerse Tamchi Shekin Zambe Tong Tamchi Tu Shuden De La Tu Joba Tang Tema Tu Je War Tu Jobe Yerse Tamchi Menjung Shen Zona Benjur Tamchi Yarngon Dawa Daran Pekin Jeba Dang Tarso Namba Arwa wansen gombo gomban de la ni tu choba dan te ma tu je war tu sera tamji jum den de choni la be la ran zi hin me je wa lo bien wo zhuo nan ba ni zuo be chen len to ba mi ba la chuo ba ran zi tu zuo English.
Bhagavan, together with your retinue, please partake of this vast offering, Dharma, and being pleased by it, extend and prolong the precious lifespans and activities of our glorious gurus. May all inharmonious elements posing obstacles to them be thoroughly pacified. May all limitless sentient beings be free from the 8 and 16 fears, such as untimely death and avoiding eras of illness, weapons, famines, and war. May we enjoy magnificent qualities like those during the time of perfection. May untimely death and all forms of danger be pacified for myself and generous supporters, and may we accomplish all of our aims in accord with the Dharma. For however long we remain, may no harm or injury befall us, and may longevity, merit, and fortune increase, expand like the waxing moon. Ultimately, may we easily reach the state of omniscient victor, Lord of light. Until we reach that state in all lifetimes, holding you, Bhagavan, as our principal deity, please bless us that we may never be separated from you, and bestowing the 2 attainments, bless us to accomplish unobstructed enlightened activity.
Om Benzara Saparana Khan Om Sarva Biya Pura Pura Sur Avardaya Ho Om Benzara Saparana Khan Om Sarva Biya Pura Sura Sura Avardaya Ho Om Benzara Saparana Khan Om Sarva Biya Pura Pura Sura Sura Avardavo Om Sarva Datangata Sapare Vare Argan Pade Bube Bube Aloge Gende Shabda Padin Zaya Jigen Dembe Zogo Tsepa Mi Tumen Chewa Malun Jum Zebe Gome Dunga Churwa Nam Jeja Sanje Tsepa Mi La Chan Ca Lo English.
Amitayus, foremost among the guides of this world, conquering all forms of untimely death. Without exception, you provide refuge for all who are helpless and suffering. To the Buddha, Amitayus, I prostrate.
Page 30, 130. Tse me she ba durje da ve chorje meno ba jam tsen da wor chorje men jor ba yung dong da ve chorje chi me durje gun chon ro ba ra chorje.
May your lifespans be indestructible like a vajra. May they be non-declining like a victory banner. May they be unchanging like an eternity source. And may we thereby accomplish the supreme form of the deathless vajra.
Manjura yonsu manje dang dalo mombe kanche be chela nombe chorwa na gombo de ku so para renzo.
Lacking wealth and unable to find adequate provisions, practice that has been tainted by my obscured mind, omissions or additions, whatever mistakes, Protector Amitayus, please forgive them all.
Om Benzara Sadhu Samaya Manu Balaya Benzara Sadhu Dino Paradi Chandre Cho Me Baba Sudu Kayo Me Baba Subu Kayo Me Baba Amiratu Me Baba Sarva Siddhi Me Parayeza Karma Sutha Me Zidam Yam Guru Hong Ha 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 wo banga me sarva data gata banzara ma banzara baba ma samaya sadhu wa banzara sadhu samaya manu balaya banzara sadhu dino paradi chandre cho me baba sudu kayo me baba subu kayo me baba Anurado me baba sarva siddhi me parayeza sarva karma sutta me zedam yam guru hong ha ha vo banga me sarva datanga banzara mame munze banzara baba ma samay sadhu banzara sadhu samaya manu balaya Vendara sadhu dino paradi chandre cho me baba Sudu kayo me baba Subu kayo me baba Anuradu me baba Sarva siddhi me parayet Sarva karma sutta me zidam yam guru hong Ha ha ho banga me sarva data gata Zara mame munze benzara baba ma samaya sadhu a shejum den gombo sepa mi nyejen chobe gewandi dason choku malu ba tseye ringzi chodo sho.
Sri Buddha Protector Amitayus, through the virtue of this recitation and practice, may myself and all beings without exception reach the level of supreme awareness holders of longevity.
Shemindora Tambe Chodorbe Saju Lame Chashi Chongdu Moro Jebe Chime Gombe Chashi Warchi Sinzibe Tamchen Jansu Chashi Yeah, okay. Now we're here. Lunch break. Yeah, chocolate break. Chicago. Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Japan. Thank you.